Morning, ma'am. Thanks a
Morning.
lot for accepting our invitation to join our interview. So, before the start, I'd like to introduce our dignitary in our interview today. So, we have with us Professor K. Sudha Rao. She is academic advisor to Nitte Meenakshi Institute of Technology. So, welcome to the interview, ma'am. So,
I make the correction. I am not academic advisor. I am administrator and management to Nitte Meenakshi.
sure. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So, can we start with the interview, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So, ma'am, you've held key positions at Education Institute throughout your professional career. What are the key factors that keep you connected with education sector, ma'am?
The beauty of the education sector is that it gives you a lot of respect. It keeps you learning all the time, and it's very emotional in the sense when you interact with the students, teachers, faculty members, other staff. It gives you, every time you respond to certain things and it achieves success, you are reinforced again and again to be in the sector only. So the best thing of that is that you can see that it provides an unique environment. This environment is such that it gives you opportunity to enthuse the faculty, motivate the faculty, inspire the faculty, and you can mold a large group of students from disadvantaged sections who were hitherto not emotionally inspired and not even aware of the education sector, actually how it was and how it is. And from school, when they come from villages, for them the college is such a thing. So it gives a lot of satisfaction when you attend to them more than these major city people.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
when they achieve, it's your success. Every time they achieve and they come and touch your feet and they'll tell you, ma'am, it's you inspired me, ma'am, it's you did it. This kind of an atmosphere is available only in the education sector, not in the other sectors. All other sectors are on the opposite side, where we call the stakeholders. Those stakeholders are non-living things, mostly, are at a distance. In the education sector, they are very close, and they are all human beings with whom you are interacting always, and that is very satisfying. The learning environment, if we provide the right learning environment, and if we attend to them, and if we are humble and kind, because knowing their background, if we are kind and humble, they are devoted and they fall for you. And that is the greatest satisfaction that you get than any other pay package or anything else.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, you've been holding various leadership roles for in this education sector. So, what is your philosophy of leadership, and how would you describe your leadership style?
The best, I must tell you that in NMIT, the leader is Professor N.R. Shetty.
Okay, ma'am.
He is the one who comes from a very small village beyond Nitte. From there he started his career as a lecturer in KREC Suratkal, and then he did his MS and MTech from IIT Bombay. Then he went abroad, and then he had held several positions after positions, all in the education sector, all in the engineering education sector. And he is highly respected engineer and leader in the state level. Even today he is consulted for everything. And when we see his style of functioning, we can say that probably empathy, perspective, democratic, liberal, and a visionary. And that visionary, from the business sector, it could be people for different. Here is a group of people, they don't have any business venture. They are straight away into education, and they started this education as a institution at school to college to engineering college to dental college to medical college, and go on and on and on, which has more than 30 to 35 institutions. Everything is started only based on the felt need of the area and the people. So that clearly indicates, that's why you don't see our advertisements anywhere to fill the seats. It's all goes through the mouth. People speak about it. That's how it goes. And very humble person, I must say. And very transparent, very kind, and you can trust him.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. So, ma'am, at NMIT, how do you strategize your programs and how do you plan for marketing and administration of your college?
I must say NMIT has adopted a multi-pronged strategy, not any single strategy.
Okay.
You can see that it is the third best institution in the country. I emphasize, third best institution in the country when it comes to promoting innovativeness in the students. And why I say this is that investment in infrastructure is very well. Probably that is one of the institutions which is very young but autonomous. It became autonomous when it was just 7.5 year old institution. And it has got TechWhip grant, which generally private institutions did not get. NMIT is one which got. Not only the first time it got second time also.
Great to hear that, ma'am.
Yeah, and NIRF ranking also, it has got a very good ranking. If you see the accreditation, it has got A+ continuously. All these indicates that the investment made in the infrastructure, especially for R&D activities. You see that NMIT has more than 7 to 8 Center of Excellence. And these Center of Excellence, each place is invested by 10 to 15 crores, wherein students can go, make their team along with the teachers and start R&D activities. Even from the first semester itself, invariably in the institution, it comes at the 7th, 8th and so on. But if any student is enthusiastic, can join this, make a team and start the working in the Center for Excellence. And that's how we have lots of prizes and awards that we have received on this basis. And our ethical policies is excellent. And we have a generally environment created for the students to be able to work state-of-the-art conditions. We generally recruit and train, retrain the faculty to keeping in view the circumstances and the need of the present situation.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can say our faculty members are so enthused and committed that if they find a weak student, they don't leave him there. We have appointed mentors to follow him and ensure that he comes to the level of others and feels comfortable with others. Because those socio-economically weaker section students, when they come, they are not good at communications and their behavior and mannerism are different. So our mentors take a lot of initiatives to bring them at par with others and make them comfortable. That is something very interesting in NMIT. So
Got
that
it.
nobody is left like that.
Got it, ma'am. Got it. Ma'am, how does the curriculum of NMIT ensure the best practices of industry from the industry?
Yeah. This is by blending industrial practices into the curriculum, we see to it that our students are industry ready. We have involved the industry leaders as the members of the BO. Yes, board of studies, we say every department has a board of studies. In that, our industry experts are there. They are involved in designing the curriculum. and it is constantly revised, keeping in view what's going on in the society and what are the needs of the industry. So that gap is reduced between the industry and the academia, number one. Number two, minor and major projects are given by the industry, and many a time you will be surprised that the industry funds our projects to the students also. And our own institution, Professor Shetty, gives the seed money to the students when the projects are to be conducted, and that takes them very well to be ready. Also, from the industry, we keep inviting the people. Our placement sector keeps inviting the people to ensure that they address the students and the faculty also to see what are those changes that are coming. And many of the industry best practices is also, it's not only the academia and the curriculum that matters when you go to the industry. It also the behavior of the child, the ethical values, how hard worker you could be, and how humble you will be, and how you are a good learner. It is continuous learning is one of the important aspects that the students have to take into. And at the same time, the students also are to see to it that they unlearn that are unwanted. Because I cannot keep one skill that I learned about 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and continue to rub it. No.
Yes, ma'am.
Technology is changing so fast and in a varied ways. So the first and the foremost thing that every student has to learn is how to learn, self-learning. And this self-learning is something that is very important. And we also keep ensuring that the students learn how to learn, one. And also that there is a mandatory internship with the academic credits we have allotted. This internship is with the industries. The students come and take the credit also. We also bring to the classrooms the industry-driven case studies. And these case studies are presented as learning activities. And we also have the regular hackathons that are conducted for students to crack industrial problems. And we have incorporated several best practices of industry, and effort is made to incorporate the engineering and professional value. And participation of experts from MNCs and BOS members for industry is one of the important things that we have included.
Sure, ma'am. And ma'am, can we have some insights onto how your college could be more welcoming to students of different races or economic backgrounds?
Yeah, the very fact that I told you Professor Shetty started this institution in a village and then came to a little bigger city and to a little bigger city. And by the time we came to Bangalore, we had already institutions in Mangalore and Nitte and remote places.
Yes, ma'am.
So the main philosophy of the Nitte group is adopting policy of unity in diversity. And there are fee concessions for the economically weaker sections in NMIT.
Okay, ma'am.
We do an excellent handholding and mentoring, and we have remedial classes for them. We have communication classes for them, language classes for them, and in the college ecosystem in the campus is that they can earn and learn. We have created that ecosystem also, and we have provided a secured environment and place of worship inside the campus for all races. We have that also. And our admission policy is generally laid down as by Karnataka government through CET. And mostly after those seats are filled, only then the rest of the seats come into places.
Okay.
Management supports the weaker students thoroughly in the sense through scholarships and fee concessions, payments by installments, and Professor Shetty himself meets such students and their parents and convinces them not to be lose confidence. He is there to support them. And that's how the college has been successful in attracting students from all parts of the country, not only from India. We have many students from Nepal and so Middle East and other states also. It has created a very friendly atmosphere, and we don't have bullying in the campus at all.
Yes, ma'am.
Totally zero.
That's wonderful to hear, ma'am. Ma'am, what do you think should be NMIT's top priorities over next 10 years? For the coming 10 years, ma'am.
Yeah. What we have decided is to take the institution to a much greater height without losing the ethical values and professional values. That is the first and the foremost that we value. And to ensure that we are getting into collaboration with international universities, we have already some universities are in collaboration with like North Dakota University and such other universities.
Okay, ma'am.
And we have introduced several immersion programs also, and international internship also we have. And NMIT is one such institution that it can get into any level, because head of the institution, Professor N.R. Shetty himself, has held several positions. You don't come across an institution where such a person is there in whole of India. I can challenge this because I have sat in different positions in South and North. He was the ISTE president. He was the IGNCA chairman. He was the REC Surathkal principal. He was the vice chancellor of Bangalore University. And everything you name, as a head of the institution, as a leader of the institution, he has seen each level by level how the institution can be grown and the institution can be taken to a much greater heights. So we also plan to reach to the needs of the society and needs of the global world in a much bigger way to ensure that we are available to everybody.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, when you first came to NMIT, what was your vision for the institute, and has it over the time changed, or and how far are you along in terms of implementing that?
Yeah, when I came to the NMIT, I just joined it as one institution, because by the time I had completed my professor headship and vice chancellorship and advisorship of AICTE and Knowledge Commission Executive Director and Member Secretary. After all this, when I came to NMIT, my individual and personal goal was to attend to the students, needy students. And this was the institution where that was possible, because the management was very supportive to the students and the faculty. So if you see that the NMIT over the period, I see that it has been every year after year after year. Soon after each semester, the management sits with the faculty and says, where did we err? They're kind of an evaluation and assessment that we take by ourselves to see what are the missing, what are the gaps that we have, and what is to be filled. So that filling takes place in the next semester itself. That is how we gradually grew to this level. And even now, every student, the accessibility with the NMIT leaders, especially N.R. Shetty, any student can walk into him and talk to him. Any parents can walk into him. There is no gap between the head of the institution and others, which is very rare. You go to any big institution, there's a huge room where a leader sits and rest of them are through the channels and channels and channels. We don't have channels like that. And students are also humble. They learn to behave when they walk into his room. They maintain the distance, they're courteous, and that is something you should sit and see. Can every student be like this? They might come till the outside door with the feeling, no, I am going to get it, and with a voice and pitch and whatever they may think.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
moment they enter the room, you should see their behavior. Is it the same boy? That's how you feel. That is something you see. So this kind of a filling and changing the curriculum, training the faculty, those faculty where the students feel they're not doing very good, we send them for training, we send them for upgradation, we give them training. You will be surprised to know about 90% of the teachers in NMIT, they're all given leave and salary to do PhD after they joined in 2001. And today, we have many PhDs, they're all trained by us in different places. And it's also true that amongst those who are not PhDs, even now they're all funded by us. And they're doing PhD. Mostly people don't leave us, which you see generally in the cases of private institutions. But our institution is not. We don't see people leaving at all. It is the institution which has to, with great difficulty, trying again and again and again about the same student, same teacher. They might have to indirectly put the things, but never direct.
Got it, ma'am. That's wonderful to hear the culture and everything that you've been growing at NMIT, ma'am.
True.
Yes, ma'am. What would you like people to know more about the institute that they might not know right now, ma'am?
Yeah, there are many things NMIT people may not know because there is no advertisement from us.
Okay.
Isn't it? Because people who advertise, they keep telling many things in the advertisement. But in our case, that's not the case. We want the institutions to know, the people to know that our Center for Excellence, we have 8 centers for excellence in different sectors.
Yes, ma'am.
And in each sector, the seed money invested by the NMIT is around, depending on the need of the Center for Excellence, it might vary from 6 crores to 30-35 crores. These are some of the research hubs where any student can get in there.
Yes, ma'am.
And you will also be surprised to know we don't stop students from other colleges also. If they are enthusiastic, innovative, concerned, committed to research and want to take help, they can definitely contact Professor Shetty and he would be joined in the group in the evening hours. So our centers for excellence are excellent, number 1.
Okay, ma'am.
Number 2 is that if you see the faculty hand-holding that they do, the student hand-holding that is done through mentoring is something superb, simply superb. We have a feeling and our philosophy is that nobody comes to the institution to fail. Every child comes with a great desire to pass and be an engineer. Parents spend a lot of money and keep lots of hopes on the students. And we are very particular and we follow it up to fill it to them. And the third thing that I must say is our placement is excellent. Mostly about 90 to 95% are employed while they are in the college itself, by first attempt, second attempt, third attempt, and so on. And those who are not, they will also be employed very soon, and they keep in touch with the placement cell and continue to see that they are also placed. And we must also say that there is there's something like the research component, publication component, our national and international scholarships, seminars. our ersikas, our exhibitions,
Yes,
all
ma'am.
these, because people, we don't advertise, people may not be knowing it. They have to come to the institution and see what a great thing that we are doing. And mm, the head's role as an institutional head, how he is able to
Yes, ma'am.
talk to people. And so what we are trying to do is we are redefining the strategic development plan of the institution now
Okay,
with
ma'am.
NEP 2020, because that has come, that policy
Yes,
has
ma'am.
come 2020. So now what we are doing is performance based appraisal policy has been put into the faculty and staff,
Yes, ma'am.
because otherwise the time target will not be met. So to do that, we have already had one seminar, and we'll be having many more workshops and seminars about the NEP to our faculty members to change their mindset for successful implementation of the NEP.
Got it.
We are also planning to go for a university status if everything goes well, and then we can offer diversified courses for the benefit of the students. Otherwise, it is just engineering now. So
Yes.
we are planning to introduce very many courses to empower students to study courses offered in foreign universities also online. Simultaneously, students can and improve their skills and knowledge and make them at par with the global world. We
Got
are
it.
adopting industries for skill development of students and prepare students to develop creative thinking. We are also enhancing implementation of research policy of the institute and create an ecosystem for research and innovation. You will be surprised to know our centers of excellence work 24 hours. You might also be aware that we are the first one to send the satellite. As an institute, we have sent a satellite. Our satellite center is pretty popular. And we are also trying whether we could incorporate courses, new courses incorporating how the COVID-19 needs may be different. So whether we have to do that kind of thing, because earlier we were all face to face, now it is online and offline and mixture, and all those things are going
Yes,
on.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Our emphasis is on quality rather than quantity. We are not bothered about the quantity, but God's grace, our seats are full. You will be surprised, the admissions are not open, but already our 3 department seats are full.
Okay, ma'am.
And we have already started saying no to the others. And we have created a student development cell, which is with the mature faculty and advisor myself, to ensure that the students' learning development has to be improved, and they have to be told that it's not the teacher alone can make you learn. It is you have to learn, and teacher can facilitate you. And this is branding its quality. Especially RD activities is something very important that we are trying to do. And we, as an undergraduate institution, I'm very proud to say we are one of the R&D popular institutions. If you see our publication, Focus Index, and allocation of funds by the institute, these are something very important that people should know about us. We have excellent mentoring that we do. Our management vision is committed to the faculty. We have globally accepted curriculum, innovative teaching and learning processes, conducive environment for learning, and greater freedom for operation. We have least politics. We don't know at all the strikes and the politics, etc. NMIT doesn't know that. And autonomy is given to the faculty to discharge their duties without diluting the rules and regulations. And it's
Yes, ma'am.
open, and its commitment is openly shared with the parents. Our website speaks about it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would just like to end this by asking you one last question about how would you, I mean, any suggestion in particular that you would want to give to the students that are aspiring to come to your place, NMIT, or in general to all the students?
I would say that if the first and the foremost, because I am educationist, you know that.
Yes, ma'am.
For learning to take place, you have to have a free environment. You cannot learn under the constrained environment. NMIT has created that ecosystem. And because of that freedom given to the students and faculty, that is the best place to learn, number one. Number two, it's a place where management is very kind and attends to your difficulties as and when arises. So you feel that there is somebody to support me as a student. And this support is something sacrosanct. And that is number two. Number two, the humble and humane attitude that the management keeps towards the students.
Yes, ma'am.
That is something very great. Number four, the brilliant students who they want to do research, try their hands, try new skills, and make research and feel a beginner, a startup, something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Students who are brilliant, but they are constrained because they don't have money, the institution doesn't permit them, and kinds of things. We don't have anything like that. If 3, 4, 5 students team up and say, we want to try this, yes, here is the money, you can start. You can do that. And you will be put with 1 or 2 teachers who will guide you in that area, and you can do that. We have several projects like that the students have started, and the seed money is given by the NMIT. And so, if you see the atmosphere created, it's for the brilliant students as well as to the weaker students. NMIT has come with the sole purpose of educating the students, guiding them, making them the great people, great professional, highly skilled.
Yes, ma'am.
Groom the academics and research in students has been something very great thing that we are doing, and that atmosphere you can see with us in the whole campus. And not only that, if you want even for the students to attend the seminars, conferences, competitions, to the extent the international travels are funded by the institution sometimes. If they are so good and they have hooked up with others, we do that also. So this kind of an atmosphere is rarely available in any college.
Which is true, ma'am, yes.
That is something which is unparalleled, I can say, because I have seen it in several institutions. That is something. And the faculty members are continuously struggling to get what is going on in the industry, what is going on in the global market, how they can bring that to the students. And the students are individually called for attention and then told them, interact with them, even while they are walking in the corridors, while they are sitting on the grass in the garden, everywhere. They feel as though their own child is misled or led. Leading the children is the major aim of all the members. And that is something unparalleled to any institution.
Got it, ma'am.
And students will be lucky to be in our institution. I can say that. Every child ultimately takes admission to anywhere, everywhere. But the child has to be lucky to be in MIT. And once enter, put its goals very clearly, and if the child's goal is learning, NMIT is all for that. Over.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure interacting with you, ma'am. The session has been very informative about NMIT and what it stands for and what it looks forward in students. And again, thanks a lot for taking your time and then interacting with us, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.